Hello everyone. In this video we will be talking about conditional functions. Conditional functions are the functions which operate under the condition we determine. We can use SUMIF, COUNTIF and AVERAGEIF if we only have one single criteria, and we can use SUMIFS, COUNTIFS and AVERAGEIFS if we have more than one criteria. So let's give an example. Let's say we would like to see the total cost for each person in this array. Just because we have one criteria, which are the people, in this case, we can use SUMIF function. In SUMIF function, first choose the range which the criteria will be searched. In this case, the criteria is the person. So we need to choose the range where the people are. So our range is this. Put your absolute references and then put your delimiter. Then choose your criteria, and in this case this is the person. After that, once you put your delimiter, you have this sum range section, which is the section where you would like to see a total cost, which is this. Once you close your parentheses and hit enter, you will be able to see the result. And once you copy and paste the formula, you will be also able to see the total cost of other people. Just like sum, we can also count conditionally as well. All we have to do is write COUNTIF. Our criteria is the person, so we're going to choose the range where the persons are. Choose the range and then choose your criteria after you put your delimiter. Then copy and paste the formulas, and here we are. And lastly, on the average section for conditional function, you can either divide sum and count to see the average of each person, or you can simply write AVERAGEIF function, choose the range where the criteria is, which is the people in here, and then choose your criteria, and then choose the average range section, which is the cost column in here. Once you close your parentheses and hit enter, copy and paste the formulas for all people, you will be able to see the average cost for each person. This was the situation under one single criteria, which was the person. What if we had multiple criteria, such as the people, the cost items, maybe even date and amount? For these kind of situations, we use multiple criteria functions, which are SUMIFS, COUNTIFS, and AVERAGEIFS. So let's use these in an example. So we're looking for counts of each person for each cost item. What we have to do is write a COUNTIFS function. In this function, first enter the criteria range. Our first criteria is the person, or you can also start with a cost item, it doesn't matter. So let's start with the person. The range where the people are is this. Put your delimiter and then choose your criteria. Then once you put your delimiter, enter your criteria range 2, which is the range where the cost item remains. Choose the second range, put your delimiter, and then choose your cost item. You can add as many criteria as possible. Since we don't have any, we can just close the parentheses and hit enter. Now we can see that Anneli bought 5 dinner. You can copy and paste the formula by adjusting the absolute references to find other people's counts for cost items. So let's organize it. We should lock the row in here, but not the column. And in here we should lock a column but not the row. Once you copy and paste the formula for all the empty cells, you will be able to find each cost item for each person. Let's carry on with the SUMIFS formula. Just like COUNTIFS, the SUMIFS sums the sum range depending on the conditions we determine. Just like COUNTIFS, we can write SUMIFS, and then first we should choose the sum range, which is the cost section, and then choose the criteria range 1. So we're looking for each cost item, so let's choose the cost item range, and then our first criteria is dinner itself. Put your delimiter, and then we're also looking for the people as well. So for the criteria range 2, we should choose the people range as well. And after you put your delimiter, choose the person. And then close your parentheses and then hit enter. As mentioned before, you can also adjust the absolute references to find all the other items and people's cost for it. So we have to lock the column in here, and then we have to lock the row in here. Once you copy and paste, you will be able to see the results. And lastly, on the AVERAGEIFS, just like the other formulas, we have to first choose the average range. In this case, this is the cost section. And then choose your criteria range, which is the people, and then choose your criteria, which is the person itself. Put your delimiter, and then choose your criteria range 2, which are the cost items range. And then for criteria 2, choose the cost item. You can set the absolute references to copy and paste the formula. And here we go. Just don't forget to check your formula, even though you put the absolute references. You may also have other conditions like date or amount. Let's say we're looking for Annelie's cost item depending on the date and the amount that we will determine. Let's say we're looking for the costs which occurred after the 1st of January 2024, and we're looking for the costs which are bigger than 25. So all you have to do is write the function, which is SUMIFS, choose the sum range, and then choose the criteria range 1. Let's start with the people, and then choose your criteria, which is Annelie. Put your delimiter, and then let's start with the cost item array, and then choose for each cost item. Now let's go for the criteria number 3, which is the date. Choose the range 3, which is the date array, and then our criteria is it to be after than this date. So we have to write it as quotation mark greater than, and then close it with another quotation mark. Put the and symbol and then the date. This means that we're only looking for after this date in this array. And for our final criteria, let's put our delimiter, choose the criteria range 4, which is the cost section, and then just like the date criteria, we also want it to be bigger than 25. So just like date, we also have to write bigger than in quotation mark, and then after putting an and symbol, just click on the cell for amount. Once you close your parenthesis and hit enter, and you're good to go. For the people who just started learning Excel, I know that this formula could be a little bit overwhelming. However, do not forget to look at the index for the formulas, which is clarifying exactly what to do and what to choose. Since we only have one column, we don't have to set the absolute references for columns as well. We can just copy and paste the formulas to find the total of other cost items under the conditions that we determine. You can also just use data validation to find out each person's cost under the conditions that you determine. I hope this video was informative enough for conditional functions. So if you liked it, please don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe. Thanks for watching and follow for more.